And now joining us, we have Crystal and Mariah, and they are from the Children's Council of Watauga County. Thank you, ladies, so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Now, for anyone who may not be familiar with the Children's Council, can you give us a little bit of background information and kind of familiarize everyone with what you guys do?
Sure. The Children's Council has been around since 1977, and it was started as a grassroots organization just to serve the needs of children and families in our county, trying to help fill the gaps, so to speak. Over the years, we've sort of grown and expanded our focus, and now we really hone in on the young years, so birth to 5 is sort of our specialty. And we have a number of services and programs that cater to that age range. And we recently have also sort of expanded outward so that any family with a child can turn to us and get resources or referrals to other providers in the area. We have family support programs like parenting classes, support groups, one-on-one parenting consultation. If you just, like any of us, children don't come with instruction manuals. So we have people who are specially trained for specific topics. We also have a resource library, so we have a number of books and activity kits that you can check out to do with your children at home. And we work closely with providers, so people in the child care field, early education, and help to support them in going back to school. We have a textbook rental program for people doing early childhood. We have a number of resources available for them to check out as well to enhance their classrooms. We have a lot of different things going on, I guess.
Very neat.
That's wonderful.
This sounds like a great resource for parents here in this area.
Yeah, it is a great resource. And like I said, we're really trying to raise the awareness about the importance of those first 2,000 days. There's 2,000 days between when a child is born and when they enter kindergarten. And, as the research is now coming out and becoming more mainstream, we know that that is when most of brain development happens. In fact, 90% of the brain is developed during those years. And so really high quality experiences for young children is very important to prepare them for school and for life. So we do that through various ways, but really focusing in on the family to help, empower the families to provide that care for their children.
Absolutely. Now, Mariah, talk with us a little bit about your role at the Children's Council.
Okay. Well, I am the teen parent educator at the Children's Council, and so I am the coordinator who works with parenting teens. And so we serve teens 13 through 19. They are first-time teen parents, and so they might be currently pregnant or they already have the child. And we give a lot of wraparound support for them. We help them academically. We partner with Caldwell Community College and with Watauga High to make sure that we have an education plan that meets not only their educational goals, but also whatever time constraints they're working on. Say if we have a mom who may not be feeling well during pregnancy, because pregnancy can be hard, maybe we can do evening classes or do some online classes. So we kind of tailor it for every teen to meet their needs.
That's wonderful, because that can be a very stressful time.
Yes.
So, and you guys are making it easier for those families and for that expecting mom or that mom that may already have children.
Well, and it's not just the mothers. Our program is open to both mothers and fathers. And so, in addition to the academic support, we help with things like transportation to our group meetings, because we have group support meetings where we come together and we always serve a meal and we talk about different topics that are important to the parents, whether it's car seat safety, how do I know when it's time for my child to go from rear facing to forward facing, and how do I know how to adjust all the buckles. It comes with a manual, but car seats aren't easy.
Right. Or complicated.
Yes, they can be. Or if we're talking about breastfeeding, we might bring in the breastfeeding peer counselor from the Watauga County Health Department to come in and talk to us about, what is it really like? What do I need to get myself set up so when the baby comes, I'm ready to breastfeed? How can I manage breastfeeding and pumping and still go to school and still learn some job readiness skills?
Very neat. Now talk with us a little bit about how important some of these things that you're helping these families with. I mean, how is this changing their lives and kind of making this process a lot smoother?
Well, we follow a developmental approach, which means that we don't just have a script and we just kind of check things off as we go. I mean, there are things that are important for us to cover, but we really work with the teens and their families to find out what's important to you, what do you need help with, because it may be different than what you need help with. So we also work on a one-on-one individual basis to develop a goal plan, and they come up with steps on their own about where they want to be and all the things we need to do to work there. And then as their support person, I help figure out how to connect them with different community resources, because if they're working on housing, if that's the focus, they want their own home to raise their child in, then that's what we'll work on. And so kind of meeting their needs where they are and supporting them gives them the self-confidence and the resilience to know that they can be successful at this. This is just another part of life, and they can do this and move on to bigger dreams.
That's wonderful.
So you work on a very individual basis, it sounds like.
Yes, well, we kind of have two different parts to the program. We meet weekly and have group meetings where we all come together and learn some basic things together, study skills, how to study for tests, and how to study for day-to-day real things like job readiness skills, how to answer the phone, how to file papers if you're looking at kind of a desk job, or how to work with other people on a one-to-one professional basis if you're going to be working in a human service field. Then we also do the individual counseling. Not necessarily counseling so much, it's kind of a one-on-one mentoring kind of program where we do the individual goals, and we meet in the home, we do home visits, and we also go out in the community, and we might go to the park if it's a beautiful day, like we're starting to have here in spring.
Yes.
Ready.
Yes. And that gives us a great time while we're at the park to really connect and to play with their child and talk about child development. And like you said earlier, children don't come with manuals. So having that one-on-one time with the teen and their child really helps me to know how I can support them better.
Right. And you know, with becoming a first parent, as I have two kids myself, when I had my very first one, I was a little nervous about was the bottle warm enough, or was the diaper on right, you know, things like that. I mean, that's wonderful that you're there to kind of help with that support.
And that's where the home visiting really comes in handy. Sometimes it's hard to come to someone and say, I don't know how to give my newborn a bath. And it's hard to say that when you don't, you may not have the newborn with you, or you're, in a meeting space. But if you're in the home and you're saying, hey, I don't know how to do this, then we can work one-on-one and work with the tub you have, and let the mom or the dad really guide that experience. So I'm just there to help support them.
That's great. Your job must be very rewarding.
I think so. I really enjoy it.
That's
It
wonderful.
sounds like it. Well, talk with us about some events that you guys have coming up.
Okay. Well, we're in mid-March, and we're looking forward to April. April is actually Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month. And so we will have a number of things going on in the community, but something that sort of kicks it off is Kappa Delta sorority from ASU hosts a pancake supper for us on March 21st. And it's at ASU campus in their dining hall area. And that helps raise money for some of our prevention programs that aren't covered by other grants. And then going into April, the second week is the week of the young child. And so we really focus then on, again, other community events and awareness around the importance of early literacy programs, for example, or making sure that you acknowledge your child's teacher, whether that's, whether you have a newborn baby who's in childcare or a teacher, in the school system. Just really looking at that they are all teachers of young children. We're also partnering with the Hospitality House and the Circles program to do a Poverty Awareness Day on Friday, April 11th. And we're real excited about this. It's going to be all day at the Alliance Bible Fellowship. And we're going to focus on the state of the child. So really looking at child poverty in Watauga County and bringing together professionals from DSS and the school system, the Child Development Services Agency, the Boone Pediatrics, and others, I'm sure, the Hospitality House, and looking at, okay, what are we facing in our county? Because we know that 1 in 4 children across our country are living in poverty. Here locally, that's about 1,500 kids. And what does that mean for them? And how can we as a community come together? I am just someone who believes that, yes, there's all these big problems out there, and it's hard sometimes to know where to focus your energy, but in a county this small, with the resources we have, we believe that with awareness we can really make a big impact. So that event is free, and you can register for half day or full day. It's going to have panel discussions. It will have a poverty simulation where you can actually experience what it might be like to be in someone else's shoes. And then it's followed in the afternoon by a program called Bridges Out of Poverty, which actually gives some real tangible tools for helping people move forward in their life. So you can register on our website for that, or call the office, and we're expecting somewhere between 100 people. So we will have to close registration, so register early. Let's see, other events. Oh, we're also partnering with Watauga County Schools in Appalachian State for April 5th screening at Hardin Park School for any 4-year-old in the county to have a developmental screening. It is a prerequisite for pre-K in the fall, but it is open to any child or any family who would like to just see, where is my child, how are they doing right now as far as school readiness goes. So even if you're not planning to apply for a pre-K program, it's a really great opportunity to just, go and see how they're doing with their writing or their cutting or their motor skills. So you're going to want to call Watauga County Schools Central Office to register for that. Am I missing anything?
I think that's it. One thing I really like about the screening with the children at the schools is when you are working with your child at home, you may not know how to help them hold their scissors. So if you see them working on a cutting exercise with one of the assessors, you can always say, hey, how can I help my child? And they kind of can give you some on-the-spot guidance about what you can do at home if you're interested.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you guys have tons of great things going on. Thank you so much for coming in to talk with us today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely. And we will be back right after these messages with more of the Mountain Television Network.